Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. Welcome to episode 3 of Tea Time. Today, I'm going to talk about Gorilla Biscuits from New York City. It started in the late 80s. New York hardcore youth crew, whatever you want to call it. Great band, a lot of fun, a lot of positive energy, a lot of great vibes. I did get to travel to New York City for Black and Blue Bowl to go see them on my 38th birthday, which was an awesome trip. It was Black and Blue Bowl was at Webster Hall in New York. Was sick of it all. Agnostic Front, Terror, just to name a few that were on the bill. But Gorilla Biscuits was headlining, and what a better place to spend my 38th birthday than to be in New York with my friends, hanging out, going to see Gorilla Biscuits for the very first time. I remember we were all running a little late to the venue, and we stopped to grab some food right across the street. And this is a kind of a cool side note to it. I ended up running into Freddie from Madball and a bunch of the DMS crew guys that he was with. As I was outside waiting on my friends to finish their lunch, I was getting antsy to go to the show, and I ran into them, got a photo, got to hang out and see a bunch of New York hardcore royalty. So that was a cool sidetrack to my story. But anyway, we finally get them to finish lunch. We head over to the show. I think we missed like the first couple of bands or something. Walk in, head to the merch booth. I go over, I find Gorilla Biscuits t-shirts, all limited, like maybe 100 a piece, I think is what they had on there. They had a couple different designs. I ended up picking up for my first one. It wasn't the one I wanted, but it's the only one they had in my size. The one I really wanted was sold out. But I got this awesome white 8-bit Gorilla Biscuits head logo. This is a cool shirt. It kind of grew on me. It took me a little bit. I wasn't stoked about it just because the 8-bit, it was kind of hazy. But if you see it from a distance, you can really tell what it is. And then they had another one that I really wanted, but it was sold out. All they had left were like a child's large, and I almost went back to buy it just to get it for my son, just so I could see it because of what was printed on it. And then when I went back and it was gone. But I come home and a few months later I find one on eBay from some kid that was flipping merch. But I did find one. Instead of spending $15-20 at the show, I ended up probably shelling about $40 for this shirt, but I had to. Why? It was my birthday show. The awesome Gorilla Biscuits logo on the front, which is great. I love it. But the kicker to it though, like I said, it was my birthday. Had the date, the venue, everything on the back of it. I had to have this shirt. So thankfully, eBay came through. Not thankfully to the kid that I bought it off of, because he told me after I'd ordered it and he shipped it, he's like, oh yeah, I bought one for myself for my size, and then I bought one of each size so I could sell on eBay. I'm like, you're a jackass. I could have paid $20 for this shirt, but instead I paid 40 or plus whatever I paid to get the shirt. But I had to get the shirt. I'm that kind of guy. Had to have the shirt. I wanted to call the guy a jackass, but I wanted to make sure my shirt came in the mail first. So those are my two shirts from Webster Hall. Webster Hall. Then I got to go see Gorilla Biscuits again when I went to This Is Hardcore in Philly at the Electric Factory, which is now the Franklin Music Hall. August 11th, 2012, second time I got to see Gorilla Biscuits. Rolled in. That show was great. Had Gray Area, Rotting Out, H2O, Bane, Lifetime, crap ton of bands. But it was a great show. So I went to that show and I ended up picking up this one, this Start Today shirt. I thought was really cool. It was the only one they had. Again, it was tour only, but it's got the Start Today on the front. And then I think it's what's really cool. The other cool thing about it is, I don't know if you can see it or not, but it's got the gorilla head on the sleeve. It's a cool shirt. Unfortunately, they didn't have my size, so I had to settle for an extra large. I can wear it, but I prefer larges. But I picked up that shirt at that show, which was a lot of fun. Gorilla Biscuits put out some great music back in the 80s. They also spawned a couple of really good bands. I don't know if you guys have heard about it or not. Obviously, Quicksand, Walter, guitar player, came out and formed Quicksand. I've got some Quicksand shirts that'll be up a few more episodes later as I get into this series. And then, of course, Anthony Civarelli, the frontman, aka Civ, he went off and formed Civ. Civ was another great band, a little poppier than Gorilla Biscuits, but they put out a couple of really good records. Side note, Walter from Gorilla Biscuits and Quicksand actually wrote Civ's first album, if you didn't know that. But he couldn't appear on the record because of record label obligations, and he was out on tour with Quicksand at the time. But I think that's pretty cool, so there's a little tidbit of information for you. So anyway, that's Tea Time, episode 3, Gorilla Biscuits, New York Hardcore. Thanks guys, see you next time.